Karizmatik. The 3 subtle questions jealous friends ask you after you succeed, and how to tell the difference between curiosity and calculated doubt. Hello, everyone.
Warm greetings to you all.
We're really happy to be back with another episode.
At Karizmatik, we truly work around the clock to create content that's useful for you.
More than 50 people contribute with care and precision across our network of channels so you can have the best possible experience.
If you're enjoying this, please share the video with others.
That small action helps the show reach more people and gives us the energy to keep going better and stronger.
Shall we begin?
Let's crush it.
Okay.
Let's unpack this. Today, we're doing a deep dive into something that's, well, it's pretty subtle.
Very subtle. We're looking at those passive, silent forms of envy.
Exactly. This isn't about the obvious haters. Our sources are really focused on the kind of resentment that, wears the clothes of friendship or concern.
That's the critical part. Because when you succeed at something, you change the dynamic. You just do. And not everyone in your circle is ready for that.
So this is about giving you a lens, a way to look at your own relationships when your success starts to create a bit of friction.
Right. The core insight from all the research we looked at is that envy, true envy, it rarely shows up as pure hatred. It's much more likely to come disguised.
Disguised as what?
As worry, maybe a joke that feels a little off, or one of those seemingly innocent questions that just leaves you feeling a bit strange.
And that's what we're focusing on. For you, the learner, we want this to be about gaining knowledge quickly, getting those repeatable aha moments.
We're giving you the vision, so to speak, the ability to recognize the intent behind the words, not just the words themselves.
Because that intent is everything.
It is. There is almost always someone nearby, could be a colleague, could be a friend, who is just silently hoping you'll pause. Or stumble.
Or even go backwards.
Yes. They might even like you as a person, but your progress makes them uncomfortable. So they drop one of these little questions.
And the goal is what? To make you feel confused? To make you feel guilty?
All of the above. It's to minimize your win and plant a seed of doubt. We're here to map out that psychological territory for you.
Okay, let's get into the first question. This one is probably the most deceptive because on the surface, it really just sounds like admiration.
Some supportive.
The question is, how did you manage to do that?
A classic. Our sources call this challenging your right to succeed.
Wow, okay.
Yeah. I mean, if a real supporter asks it, they genuinely want to learn from you. It's an invitation.
But when it comes from a place of envy,
The whole subtext changes. The tone is completely different. It's filled with a subtle disbelief, like the achievement doesn't quite fit with their idea of who you are.
it's in the delivery then. It's not an excited, wow, tell me everything.
No, not at all. It's more analytical. It often comes with a little pause, a raised eyebrow, a slight smirk.
As if your success is this puzzle that doesn't make sense and they need to solve it.
Precisely. They're looking for the trick, the hidden variable. In their mind, the equation just shouldn't add up in your favor. They're trying to find out why it did.
So they're not asking about the process. They're asking about the loophole.
That's the perfect word for it. They're looking for loopholes. Was it luck? Was it a connection? Did you cheat? Anything to invalidate the achievement?
Anything to avoid the harsh truth that you just grew, you worked for it?
Exactly. They're hoping for an aha moment that explains it all away. Not an aha moment that helps them learn, but one that calms their own ego.
So if you talk about the hard work, the late nights,
They get quiet. They change the subject. But if you mention a difficulty, something you struggled with, they nod like crazy.
they lash onto that.
Yes, because that confirms their bias. But what they really want to hear, what brings them the most relief, is if you say it was luck.
Because luck means it wasn't you, it wasn't your skill or your effort.
Correct. Luck means you haven't fundamentally changed, so they don't have to confront their own lack of progress.
So the takeaway for you, the listener, is this. If someone keeps asking the same question every single time you level up, they aren't looking for inspiration.
They're looking for reassurance. Reassurance that you are not, in fact, better than them.
And that leads us right into the second question, which feels like it's coming from a completely different place.
It shifts from questioning your past to trying to control your future.
Here's where it gets really interesting. This question is, don't you think you're overdoing it?
The master of disguise. This one comes dressed up as genuine, selfless concern.
It's all about your well-being, your stress, your work-life balance, or so they say.
Right. But let's apply some logic here. When do they ask this question? No one ever asks this when you're procrastinating or standing still or just being ordinary.
No, it only comes up when you start acting differently, when you change your priorities and start moving towards a goal with real focus.
That's when their concern magically appears. Suddenly, you're too focused. Suddenly, they miss the old you.
The old you that was always available, always predictable.
And that old self didn't threaten them. It didn't force them to look at their own inaction. Your old self was comfortable for them.
So this question, aren't you overdoing it, is really a plea.
It's a desperate request disguised as advice. What they're really saying is, please slow down. Please stop because you're making me feel left behind.
Okay, but let's address the friction point here. Because sometimes a friend's concern is real. Sometimes we are overdoing it.
That's a very important distinction to make.
So how do you tell the difference between real support and this hidden envy?
It comes down to the solution they propose.
Mm.
A real friend who's worried about your burnout will encourage you to rest. They'll say, take a break, pace yourself.
They're focused on your long-term success, your sustainability.
Precisely. They say rest, but they never say stop. An envious friend, on the other hand, wants you to stop. They want you to dim your light.
We want you to be comfortable again, not satisfied. Predictable, not powerful.
That's it in a nutshell. They want things to go back to the way they were. So if you hear that question, listen very, very closely. Overdoing it can just mean you're working harder than I am, and that makes me uncomfortable.
And their discomfort is not your responsibility.
Not at all. It's their burden to carry, not yours.
Which brings us to the third question. And this one, to me, feels like the most dangerous. It stops questioning your methods and starts questioning you.
It's a direct attack on your identity. It's designed to make you feel guilty.
The question is, why has your behavior changed?
Or just, you've changed.
Right. It implies your success has made you a worse person. Arrogant, cold, distant.
Let's translate that based on the sources. What
Right.
they're really asking is, why are you no longer fitting into the role I assigned you?
The role they were comfortable with?
Yes. Think about it. A lot of people benefit, sometimes unconsciously, from your old limitations. Maybe you were the person who was always available to listen to their problems.
With the emotional dumping ground.
Or the one who always said yes, who never set boundaries. When you start setting those boundaries, when you stop tolerating their nonsense because your time is more valuable,
They don't see it as growth. They see it as a personal attack. They call it changing.
and to them, your growth feels like a betrayal. You can't upgrade your life, your habits, your entire operating system, and expect every old relationship to fit perfectly. It's impossible.
Someone always loses access.
Someone always feels exposed or threatened by your new alignment.
And alignment is the right word. You're not becoming a bad person. You are aligning your behavior with your new goals and standards.
So when they ask, why have you changed? Okay, their goal is to make you feel bad about that alignment. They want you to apologize for your progress.
To backtrack and reassure them that you're still the same person, still accessible, maybe even still beneath them.
Because if you successfully change, they have to face the fact that they haven't. And that is often too painful.
And before we move on, there's that bonus insight from the sources, the projection question.
Ah, yes. This one is critical for spotting the jealousy in the first place.
It's when someone asks you, are you sure some of your other friends aren't jealous of you?
That is classic psychological projection. People who are insecure project their own feelings onto others. They feel jealous, so they see jealousy everywhere. They resent you, so they warn you about all the fake people who might resent you.
So they're basically confessing their own feelings, just attributing them to someone else.
Almost always. They'll use jokes to downplay your success or make it seem fragile, all to protect their own ego. It can take years to look back and realize who was subtly planting those seeds of doubt the whole time.
Thanks for staying with us up to this point. If it's been helpful, send it right now to one person. Your single share really motivates our team. So, what does this all mean? We've laid out these 3 questions, we've analyzed them. What's the action item here? How should we handle this?
That's the key, isn't it? The immediate impulse might be confrontation.
right, to call them out on it.
But our sources are clear. Confrontation is almost always a mistake. It just gives them the attention they want and pulls you back down into the drama.
So you don't accuse them, you don't lecture them.
No. The most powerful action you can take is simply to observe.
Okay, observe what?
Observe the difference. Who cheers loudly when you win, and who just sort of tolerates it politely? Who asks questions because they want to learn from you, and who asks questions to calm their own insecurity?
That clarity, that observation is what protects you.
It is, because a jealous friend doesn't actually want you to be destroyed. That's a misconception. They just want you stuck.
Stuck with them.
Yes, close enough for comparison, but not so far ahead that you make them look bad. So they don't use a hammer. They plant seeds of doubt, so you start to minimize your own wins.
And you have to realize you don't need to be understood by people who benefit from your limitations.
You have zero obligation to apologize for your growth.
Say that again.
Growth is not betrayal. It's proof that you decided to live, to expand. If someone is constantly making you feel guilty for that, you don't need a big fight. You just need emotional distance.
Protect your energy.
Protect your momentum, protect your confidence, and honestly, protect your silence. As you climb higher, the air gets thinner, and fewer people can breathe up there with you.
That's not loneliness, that's altitude.
Beautifully put. And maybe this is the final thought for you to consider. The true test of a friendship isn't who's there for you when you're broken. It's who can stand next to you with genuine joy when you become unstoppable.
So if any of this resonates with you, that uncomfortable feeling you have, it's not paranoia.
It's clarity, and it's telling you exactly where you need to put your focus.
Thanks for being with us to the end.
If it helped, hit the C. Like, leave a short comment, and share it with someone who'd enjoy it. Every share helps more people find us.
And don't forget to stay subscribed to Karizmatik. The best is yet to come.
See you in the next episode. Stay charismatic.
Karizmatik.